Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The buzz around Los Angeles has been nothing short of electric, and not in a good way. Over the past 24 hours, a rumor has been echoing through back rooms, sports radio chatter, and even the virtual hallways of social media. An alleged live meltdown by Dave Roberts, manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, during an internal broadcast that supposedly should never have leaked. According to this story, which no one can trace to a reliable origin, Roberts, in a moment of absolute frustration, allegedly unleashed words far harsher than anyone expected, directed at none other than Freddie Freeman, one of the most stable and respected players on the roster. The rumor claims that Roberts, overwhelmed by weeks of inconsistent performances, declared that he can't take it anymore regarding certain attitude from the player and that it's past time to think about change. Obviously, none of this has been confirmed, but the mere existence of the narrative has already been enough to ignite fans, reporters, and content creators across the country. And the strangest part is that the more people try to deny it, the more the whisper grows, as if everyone were waiting for a spark to bring the story to life. In this heated climate of speculation, even the smallest detail becomes fuel, and the rumor took on a life of its own before anyone could take a breath. What truly draws attention is the way this supposed incident spread. It didn't come from major media outlets. It didn't come from a famous insider. It didn't come from a verified account posting breaking news. It all began with a simple audio clip, no video, no context, recorded in questionable quality, that started circulating in private fan groups on Telegram and Discord. The audio, according to those who claim to have heard it, features a voice that sounds like Roberts, tired, tense, speaking quickly, almost stumbling over his own words while expressing frustration with decisions inside the clubhouse. But the big question is that no one can confirm whether it's real or just a well-crafted fake. Even so, within 2 hours, the clip was already in massive Reddit threads, TikTok reaction videos, and even YouTube live streams where people analyzed breathing patterns, tone, and every micro-hesitation in the voice. It's incredible how a tiny spark can ignite a franchise as big as the Dodgers, and how fans hungry for sports drama can turn any noise into a headline. These kinds of rumors grow because the space allows it. There's tension, uncertainty, and a collective feeling that something is about to break, even if no one knows what it is. Meanwhile, fans are completely divided. On one side are those who swear this kind of scenario makes perfect sense, arguing that the pressure of the season, sky-high expectations, and a few tense games could realistically cause internal cracks. These fans point to past interviews in which Roberts seemed more restrained, more frustrated, maybe less patient. They say Freddie Freeman, though always professional, may have disagreed with some strategic decisions, creating silent friction. On the other side are those defending at all costs the idea that this is nothing more than a fabrication, a piece of theater crafted by some bored editor trying to go viral. They claim Freeman is one of the most respected players on the team, and Roberts, a manager known for remaining calm under pressure, would never have a meltdown like this. But, as always, the middle ground disappears as the rumor spreads. People stop analyzing carefully and start reacting emotionally, as if watching a live soap opera. And in that environment of manufactured certainty, the most improbable narratives find room to flourish. Another factor fueling the speculation is the complete lack of official comments. The Dodgers communications department has maintained total silence, which only makes the public imagine more. There has been no statement saying the audio is fake, no confirmation of internal conflict, no conciliatory remarks between Roberts and Freeman. Under normal circumstances, silence would simply mean the team doesn't want to give rumors any spotlight. But with tensions running high, people interpret silence as admission, as if the very act of not denying immediately proves something is happening. In fan groups, some have even claimed that this kind of silence only happens when there are internal investigations or private discussions about conduct. Of course, all of this is pure speculation, But that's exactly how rumors gain strength. They feed on the void. And the bigger the void, the more the collective imagination fills it with drama, tension, and wild theories. The story grew even louder when a few supposed insiders began sharing their opinions. None of them brought concrete facts. None presented evidence, but only took one or two people saying, "I heard something similar weeks ago," for the rumor to jump to another level. Now, it isn't just a mysterious audio clip. It's allegedly an old problem finally bubbling to the surface. Some claim the relationship between Roberts and Freeman cooled due to strategic disagreements. Others swear the issue is personal, involving leadership dynamics and influence over the roster. And then comes the final ingredient, the irresistible twist fueling the rumor. The idea that, if true, this could mean a major change to the team, perhaps even Freeman's departure. That possibility drives fans into panic, sparks debate, generates clicks, and captures attention everywhere. Narratively, it's almost perfect, and that's exactly why this buzz refuses to stop growing. What's even more curious is that all of this is happening at a time when the team should be focused solely on fine-tuning details for the remainder of the season. But when a rumor reaches this level of impact, there's no ignoring its psychological effect. Players see the news, families send messages, reporters ask questions in interviews, even indirectly. And while this cloud lingers over everything, every interaction between Roberts and Freeman gets dissected as if it were a secret code. If they greet each other normally, people say it's an act. If they take too long to greet each other, people say they're fighting. If they laugh together, people assume it's staged. There is no neutral gesture when a narrative has already been poisoned by speculation. And that's where the snowball turns into an avalanche. Public perception starts shaping reality inside the clubhouse. Even if everything is false, even if nothing ever happened, the rumor creates invisible cracks. And until someone speaks up, clearly, directly, definitively, the story will keep growing, spreading, and shaping opinions. The second wave of discussion began when content creators started turning the rumor into visual analysis material, almost like digital detectives. Some began digging through old press conference clips of Dave Roberts, searching for the tiniest facial expression that might suggest dissatisfaction with Freddie Freeman. Others took recent games and stitched together moments where the two supposedly avoided eye contact or exchanged words too quickly to seem natural. None of that proves anything, of course, but when you edit footage with dramatic music and intense narration, even the smallest expression becomes fuel for the imagination. Suddenly, videos titled "The Truth About Freeman and Roberts" began racking up hundreds of thousands of views. And the more the algorithm senses that the subject draws attention, the more it pushes the rumor to new audiences. It's the perfect machine for turning speculation into something that appears larger than life. It's almost like watching the birth of a sports urban legend in real time, and every person who comments unintentionally helps make it more real in collective memory. And naturally, amid all this, fan emotions are running wild. Many are completely divided between defending Roberts or defending Freeman, as if the two couldn't simply be fine and working together as always. The most passionate insist that if the rumor is even slightly true, Roberts should step down because he's lost the clubhouse. Others argue that if any of this happened, then Freeman must be overly protected by the organization. Each group builds its own micronarrative, adding layer upon layer of drama. And the most fascinating part is that no one stops to consider whether the rumor might have no foundation at all. It has become an emotional spectacle, a stage where each fan projects their frustrations, anxieties, and hopes. The team becomes a secondary character. The season becomes background noise, and the main conversation becomes a giant what if consuming every sports discussion in town. The turning point came when journalists finally began addressing the rumor during live segments, though always with extreme caution, fully aware they were stepping into dangerous territory. They didn't confirm anything, but they also didn't firmly deny the rumor, using phrases like "rumors are circulating," "some people are saying behind the scenes," "we can't confirm, but we are keeping an eye on it." And those neutral-toned phrases, delivered with that almost mysterious calm, only fueled the debate even more. After all, if reputable journalists mention it, then something must be there, right? But at the same time, none of them present proof, none offer sources, none confirm the existence of the audio. It's almost as if they're participating in the theater, feeding the rumor without committing to it. And it's precisely in that foggy landscape that these stories grow stronger. Because as long as no one says, this is fake, the doubt remains alive. And as long as there is doubt, speculation runs free. But perhaps the most striking part of all is how Freddie Freeman, a player known for his impeccable professionalism, was dragged into this storm. Fans began analyzing even his old posts, photos, likes, interactions with teammates, as if he were sending coded messages about his relationship with Roberts. Some even created theories based on how he walked onto the field during a game, claiming the pace of his steps or the angle of his gaze meant something. It's surreal how sports imagination can transform any tiny gesture into a symptom of conflict. Others dug up moments from years ago when Freeman appeared more serious in the dugout, saying that was already a sign of tension. It's almost poetic and completely exaggerated. But that's the power of a narrative well-crafted, even if totally fictional. It alters how people remember past events, creating a thread of evidence that never existed. The rumor reached such proportions that even former players began getting tagged in comment sections, as if they could confirm something. Some laughed, others said tension always exists and that it's normal, others didn't respond at all. But the lack of a clear denial became yet another ingredient in the chaos. At one point, someone wrote, if it were false, they would have denied it by now. That simple phrase, repeated thousands of times, practically cemented the rumor's destiny. And that's how fictional stories take on the appearance of truth, not through evidence, but through collective insistence that where there's smoke, there's fire. Meanwhile, the team continues its routine, practicing, playing, traveling, maybe completely unaware of the drama unfolding online. Or maybe not. Maybe someone joked about it in the clubhouse. Maybe someone asked Roberts directly just for laughs. But the public will never know. And it's exactly that lack of clarity that keeps the suspense alive. In the end, the conversation has shifted from, did this happen, to what if it did? And that question alone is enough to keep the rumor alive for weeks. Sports culture thrives on this, stretching possibilities, imagining conflicts, creating narratives that fill the silence between games. And until Dave Roberts and Freddie Freeman appear together, laughing, talking, and making it crystal clear that none of this is real, the public will continue feeding the idea that some hidden drama is being kept under wraps. Maybe they'll never address it. Maybe they'll address it too late. Maybe they don't even know this whole storm started from a shaky, anonymous audio clip. But the truth is, real or not, the rumor has become part of the season, part of the conversation, part of the drama fans love to follow. A story born from nothing that has now grown big enough to stand on its own, needing no confirmation to survive. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. The situation around the Dodgers keeps spiraling, and the whispers behind closed doors are getting louder, almost like the walls of the clubhouse themselves can't hold the pressure anymore. As soon as Dave Roberts' live outburst hit the internet, insiders say the coaching staff went into full damage control mode, trying to figure out whether Roberts' words were a slip of the tongue, a strategic leak, or something he was holding back for months. And in the middle of all this chaos, Freddie Freeman has apparently gone completely silent inside the organization. Not angry, not defensive, just silent. And believe me, in baseball, silence speaks louder than shouting. Teammates are reportedly confused, some even shocked, because Freeman has always been the calm presence, the steady bat, the veteran voice in the room. But now people around the team say he's acting like someone who knows the storm isn't over, someone who's preparing for a change that might already be in motion. And with the Dodgers front office trying to pretend everything is normal, the rumor mill is starting to spin even faster. Backstage sources claim that after Roberts' unexpected rant, several high-ranking executives had an emergency meeting to evaluate messaging, which is corporate language for "we need to fix the mess immediately." The scary part is that nobody, not even the players, knows if the frustration Roberts expressed was his personal boiling point or if he accidentally exposed something the front office didn't want public yet. And that's where things get even more suspicious. Some staff members have whispered that Roberts didn't just lose his temper. He might have been pushing back against long-building internal disagreements about the team's leadership dynamic. And if that is true, then Freddie Freeman, unintentionally or not, may be right at the center of a power struggle much bigger than any of us imagined. People are starting to question whether the chemistry between Freeman and the coaching staff has been deteriorating for longer than anyone realized. And now, with everything out in the open, the Dodgers' carefully polished image is developing cracks they can't hide. Meanwhile, there are reporters saying that Freeman's agent has been making unusual phone calls over the last 48 hours, checking in with teams that previously showed interest in him before he joined the Dodgers. And while that doesn't confirm anything, it doesn't sound innocent either. Agents don't make courtesy calls unless something significant is brewing behind the scenes. The weirdest detail? One journalist claims that the calls weren't about long-term signings or big-name offers, but about understanding what teams would be willing to take on under short-notice conditions. That phrase alone sent shockwaves through MLB circles. That sounds like prep work for an exit plan, and nobody around the league ignores that kind of movement unless they want to be blindsided. Could Freeman really be preparing for a potential departure? Or is his camp simply preparing a shield in case the Dodgers push him first? The ambiguity is driving fans and insiders into full speculation mode. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.